be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.
What's up? What's going on, my good people? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. Pull up a seat. Hope you enjoy the content. And before we get into this video, I want to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. Go ahead and tap that bell while you're at it so you're notified anytime I drop a brand new video. Go live or schedule a premiere. All right, y'all. So today we're eating tacos. I'm excited about these tacos. These might be some of the best that I've ever made. They're leftovers from last night. I'll tell you exactly what's in it. And also, too, happy Valentine's Day, y'all. Happy Love Day. I am filming this. It is 11:30 on Valentine's Day. 2:14. Added some of that La Victoria red taco sauce. Give y'all a bite. Of course, I'm going to drop something. You already know. All right. Sour cream, like you want to come out. I put my foot in that meat. I ain't gonna lie. So it's ground turkey, cheese, tomato, cilantro, sour cream. Wow. And look at these golden shells. Shout out to Steph. I started making my shells like this because of her. I saw her doing it one day and I was like, yo, teach me her ways. So guess what? I remembered to record a little bit. Now, this may not be the best recording, y'all, but I did try to film me making the taco shells because a lot of y'all have been asking me, like, how do you do it? So I tried to record it. I'm going to insert it so you can see how it goes. I think it's pretty easy. I always make sure the heat is up high when I do it, and they cook really fast. But they're nice and golden brown. You get a nice crunch. And I really wanted 4 tacos, but y'all, these literally the last 3 shells. That's it. You gotta get some more. This is too good. So usually for my ground turkey, I always start off with a packet of taco seasoning. I think I used Lawry's. I think I did like a mild Lawry's taco seasoning. I add one in. I brown the meat first. I add in a packet of taco seasoning, and then I put in paprika, chili powder, cumin, a little bit of salt, some oregano, W sauce, Worcestershire, whatever. That I put that in there as well. I put in some of my all-purpose seasoning as well as my jalapeno garlic pepper. Is that it? I think that's everything. Wow. Oh, also, you know what I put in there last night too? I bought this Kinder's, like a salt and pepper blend. So it's salt, pepper, and garlic. I added that in there too. Yeah, these might be some of the best tacos I ever made. Flavor wise. I'm almost done eating. Smashing the food. Another bite for my good people. Okay, so what y'all got going on for Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, whatever you got going on. Are you hanging out with your significant other? You hanging out with your girls, your boys, your best friend? What y'all got going on? I am in the house chilling for today. Waiting on my honey to come to town. Today's Tuesday. She comes on Thursday. She comes in kind of late, so I don't think we doing nothing Thursday, but on Friday, we will celebrate. Stick around, y'all, because I'm gonna tell y'all a story time about my worst Valentine's Day experience ever. This was years ago. I was like in my early 30s. As you can see from my background, I'm back home. I was so excited to see my parents. And y'all, my flight home had a bunch of delays. It was people that were sick on the plane. One lady specifically was sitting next to me, y'all. She was sick. Just, you know, like sick like that. And she had a bag. I was hoping she didn't get it on me. People was getting into it with the flight attendants. Like, it was just a lot going on that flight. And the best thing about it was that I left at like, my flight was supposed to leave at 9:57. It ended up leaving at, we basically left at like 11, maybe a little after 11. And it was just nice because the airport was empty. So the Columbus airport was empty, LAX was empty. So I got my stuff pretty quick and got up out of there, you know, once we landed. But so it was a gang of turbulence. Like, it was a tough flight. I'm not gonna lie. But made it safely. My parents were so sweet to come and get me. It was all late. It was like, by the time I got to LA, it was probably like 1. By the time I got my bag, it was about 1:15 in the morning. So I don't think I went to bed till like 3:30, 4 in the morning. Got to bed late. Cause I got home and just started looking at all my stuff. Thinking about what I might throw away, what I'm gonna take with me, what I'm gonna donate. I started thinking about a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I just started obsessing about my move pretty much, you know? So, and if y'all watched my birthday vlog, you saw that I started like furniture shopping, you know, getting like looking around, seeing what some of the options and colors and stuff were out there. Because sometimes I don't think about certain patterns and color schemes until I look at it, until I see it. So like, I just haven't really thought about any of that. So I wanted to start looking. So last night I spent some time on the Ashley furniture website, y'all. Ashley got so much stuff on there, so many deals. And I'm trying to think how I even got to the website, because I was not thinking about Ashley at all. I was gonna look at living spaces. I was looking at IKEA, but somehow Ashley popped up in my feed, and I was like, this is exactly what I needed. Like, I saw so much stuff that I really, 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 really loved, you know? So, and I'm not really the kind of person to like really love stuff. Like, it's not a lot of stuff that I really, really love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, that's how I am when it comes to furniture. I don't necessarily have to be in love and like head over heels about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh, okay, it's functional. It fits my needs. It's comfortable. Cool. I can make that work. You know, that's kind of how I am. But I saw a lot of stuff that I loved on the website. So, and all of it had really good reviews. So I think I'm gonna end up getting a lot of stuff from Ashley's website. So if anybody is looking to redecorate, if you're moving or whatever, you should check out their website. Cause I'm feeling this stuff that I saw, and I love the price. So I ain't gonna lie, the prices are great. So I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story time about my worst Valentine's Day experience. This is a reminder to follow your instincts. Your instincts usually don't really lead you wrong. Okay, so this was like I don't even know what year it was. Like I said, it was in my early 30s. I was single. The previous relationship that I was in, I probably was with that person for about 5 years. So I was single. I wasn't really trying to date at the time. Well, I gave myself some time. Let me say that. I took a little bit of time. And when I say little, I mean little. It was a little bit of time because, as y'all know, if you've been around, I'm just somebody who's always been in a relationship. Like, as soon as one ends, person already ready to go. Let's go. Let's do this, right? So that's usually how my life has been up until like my late 30s. I finally started taking time in between my relationships, like taking real, genuine time to, like, you know, take a step back, heal, process things, you know, see what I could have done better, like that kind of, you know, like just processing things. So I've gotten a lot better with that now. But in my early 30s, no, I was still kind of in that space. So I was newly single, kind of feeling like I didn't want to date, whatever. One of my friends decided they wanted to hook me up with this girl. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we started dating in like, I'm gonna say late November, early December, because I know it wasn't quite Christmas yet. So we started dating, not even started dating. Started talking on the phone like in November, talked quite a bit. She was really cool. Then started going out on dates with each other, spending time with each other. It wasn't like, you know, we were with each other every day or anything like that. We may see each other a couple times a week. So it was cool, but it wasn't serious. You know what I'm saying? And she might have been seeing other people. I might have been talking to other people. It just wasn't serious. You know, we were kind of just taking it, you know, one day at a time or whatever. So my birthday rolls around. My birthday is February 10th, and my birthday is really close. My birthday is really close to Valentine's Day. So because it wasn't serious, we didn't talk about being exclusive or anything like that. I didn't really feel like, I didn't have any expectations for her to like celebrate my birthday. You know, she knew my birthday was coming up. You know, she called me on my birthday and stuff like that, but it wasn't really any plans and I didn't have any expectations, you know, but I do feel like if we were seriously dating, if we were together, like, yes, I would have an expectation around her celebrating my birthday, you know, as I would have, you know, set things up and celebrated her birthday. Right. So she was out of town for work for my birthday and she came back like on the 13th and she was like, I want to take you out on Valentine's Day, but I want to celebrate both your birthday and Valentine's Day together. And I'm like, honestly, we really don't have to, you know, like I'm not tripping. Like, I appreciate you calling me, you know, on my birthday, but like, you know, we don't have to, like, you could, like, if you want to do something with your friends, like, you should do it or whatever. Cause she was telling me something that her friends were doing. I'm like, you should go hang out with your friends, have a good time, whatever. And I don't feel obligated. Like, if any of your friends are bringing their significant other, like, you don't have to feel any pressure to take me along with you. Like, I was really just cool about it. Right. But she was like, nah, like, I don't want to do what they're doing. I want to take you out, celebrate your birthday and Valentine's Day together. I'm like, all right, fine. Let's go out. Let's do it. I was like, do you want me to plan any part of it? She was like, no, like, I'm going to, you know, take control of everything. I'm going to find a place. You know, there's this restaurant I've been, you know, hearing about. It's like a gym, like it's like in the cut. It's in this city that's kind of like way out. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, she's telling me all these great things about this place, right? So she makes a reservation. She comes and picks me up. And we go to this restaurant and our ride over is cool. I'm gonna say our ride over was like maybe 25, 30 minutes. And it was in this city that was in the cut, right? So I'm like, cool, you know, the music is cool, the vibe is cool. You know, we laughing on the way there, whatever. We pull up and there was a valet option. And she was like, nah, I'm not gonna valet. I'm like, you sure you don't want to valet? She was like, yeah, I'm sure. Cause like the street had a whole bunch of signs. And if you've been in LA, it gets to a point, it becomes confusing. You don't know if it's a parking sign or if it's a math equation. It's so much going on sometimes, depending on what part of LA you're in, between having a permit, park during this day, that day, trash, street sweeping. It's a lot. It becomes a lot. It was really confusing. And I'm like, you know, are you sure that you want to park here? She was like, yeah. I'm like, all right, again, I suggest we do valet, and I'll take care of valet. No, this is cool. We'll just park here. I'm like, okay, it don't seem like we can park here, but okay, you know, whatever. So, we parked there and, you know, she had pulled this bottle out of her thing. We took a couple shots or whatever, like did a little pre-gaming, and then we go into the restaurant. So we go into the restaurant and it was a really nice place. It was an Italian spot. It was just really nice ambiance. The lights were low. And it was just really nice. You know, like the vibe was dope or whatever. The way that it was decorated and stuff, you know, we get to see we're at this booth or whatever. It's like really romantic, you know? So we were just sitting there, like kind of like just, you know, talking, whatever. And out the corner of my eye, I feel like this girl looks familiar, right? She looks like this comedian that I know. And so sure enough, it's her, right? And at this point, we have ordered appetizers. So the comedian, the girl, she walks up and she's like, hey, Rhonda. I'm like, what's up, girl? How you doing? Good to see you. And so you start talking or whatever. Y'all, she slides into the booth as if she was invited to sit down, which is cool because I'm thinking like it may just be real quick, right? So she comes, she sits down. We have an appetizer at this point. I introduced them. I introduced the girl that I'm with to the comedian, the girl that I know. And me and the comedian, girl, we aren't close, but we worked together on like we worked together on one project. That's how I met her. But we weren't close though. I want to be very clear about that. Because if she was like my homegirl or my friend or whatever, like, it's like, yeah, cool. Like, sit with us for a little bit. Let's chop it up, whatever, right? But again, this is Valentine's Day. Everybody is pretty much ducked off. It's just all couples pretty much in the entire restaurant. But she's there by herself. And I guess she decided to come just to have a drink or whatever, right? So she's all dressed up, and she's like, yeah, I came by myself, because my ex-husband, he ain't this and he ain't that, and talking about what kind of dad he is, and the guy that she was dating, he ain't this, he ain't, like, she was just going off giving us a whole thing, right? I'm like, oh, okay, trying to listen. Y'all, she starts eating our food. She starts eating the appetizer, and I'm looking like, yo, like, I mean, could you not? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. I love to share. I'm all about sharing, but this really wasn't that kind of moment. Like, it's just her and I. It's Valentine's Day, and you are imposing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to pick up those social cues on, like, when you should and shouldn't do certain stuff, So she's sitting there, and she is going in. It's not like she's having a little bit of calamari. Like, she done got a plate. She done, put the calamari on her plate, and quite a bit of it, squeezing lemon. She dipping in the sauce. And I'm like, again, I don't mind sharing, but this wasn't really a sharing moment. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. So she's still sitting there just talking. I'm going to say she sat down with us for about, 30 minutes or so. And it felt long. It might have been longer than that. So she was like, all right, y'all, like, let me let y'all get back to y'all date. And I'm like, thank you. So she gets up, and then, she leaves or whatever. And so, my date is a little irritated, which I can understand. I'm like, I'm sorry about that. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting to see anybody that I knew. But it just reminded me also, just like, LA is big, but it's really easy to just bump into people that you know. And it could be a friend of a friend, sibling, whoever. Like, it's very easy to bump into people that you know, whatever. I wasn't expecting that. So we get back into the groove of our date. Things are going well. I have like a beer, a wine, and she going in. Like, she is going in. Like, she's taking shot after shot after shot after shot. Cocktail, shot. Like, she is plastered. She's done by the time it's time for us to leave. So we order our food. She's drinking throughout dinner, and she faded. Like, she is done. So I'm like, no big deal, because I don't mind driving, right? So we go back to the car, and we like, didn't we park the car here? Like, we didn't walk that far. It was only around the corner. We're looking, we're walking back and forth. I'm like, I know the car was here. Y'all, her car done got towed. I'm kind of not surprised. And I wasn't on no, like, I told you so type ish. I was just like, I mean, I'm not surprised your car got towed. You know what I'm saying? So car gets towed. They have a little sign that I did not see the tow truck sign when we were reading all of the signs when we initially parked, but there was a sign that had a number for you to call, if your car gets towed or whatever. I'm missing a whole part. Let me back up a little bit. Hold on. So we get the bill, y'all. We get the bill, all the drinks that she's had. I'm not kidding you. She had about 7 drinks, like 2 cocktails and like 5 shots. I had a beer and a wine. We had 2 entrees, an appetizer, right? She forgot her wallet. Rhonda, oh my God, I feel horrible. Like, I invited you out. This is for your birthday, for Valentine's Day. And I'm sorry. Like, I will pay you back. I'm like, all right, whatever. No big deal. I pay for it. So I want to make that clear that I paid for dinner. Wasn't expecting to, but it's cool. No big deal. Cool. I will say this, that she was really good about paying for stuff. It wasn't like she wasn't a person that didn't pay. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we would go out on our dates previously, prior to that day, we would go back and forth. Like, if I invited her out, I'd pay for the date. She'd take me out. She'd pay for the date. So I felt like she was good for it. That's what I mean. I just want to say that I felt like she was really good for it. So I had no problem paying. So we go outside. The car is towed. She is freaking out. And I'm just like, I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that can be done. She calls the tow truck. Like, they tell her, you know, when, like, or she called the number. They tell her how much it is. She's freaking out about the amount, blah, 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 blah. She doesn't have her wallet. Like, all this stuff, y'all. So I called one of my friends because this is before Uber. Was Uber a thing? I mean, if it was, I wasn't using Uber. So I called a friend, called a friend of mine, and they came and picked both of us up, took her home. Took me home, whatever. And I was like, well, that was eventful, you know, between, you know, our old girl showing up and crashing our date, between her getting towed up. She was towed up to the point that, like, she couldn't engage in conversation anymore. She just kind of checked out because she was so drunk. She forgot her wallet. The car got towed. Like, it was just a lot going on, right? And so I'm like, this didn't really go as planned. You know, I saw this going a lot different, because, like, when we usually went out, I enjoyed her company. It was usually a good time. And it's like the day, it was just all over the place. There was a lot going on, right? So I'm at home and she sends me a message and it's like, she told me like the amount of her, told me the amount that it was going to cost. I feel like she mentioned it in the car kind of, but I told her she was drunk, right? So, and I told her, like, let me talk to the tow truck people who she was on the phone. No, I got it, blah, 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 whatever. So I'm like, okay, like, it's your car, it's your world. Okay, I offered to try to, like, handle what was going on, but she was like, nah, I got it. It's my car, my decisions, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. So she mentioned the amount, but I wasn't sure if she was, like, accurate or not. I feel like it was, like, $350, $375 to get her car out, right? So anyway, she texted me, like, later that night or early that morning or something, like, the next morning, and she texted me the amount of, you know, it cost to get her car out. So I was like, oh, okay, like, damn, that's crazy. You know, let me know, do you want me to take you to go pick your car up? Like, whatever. She was like, you know, I want you to take me to go pick the car up, but also I want you to pay half. And I'm like, pay half for what? She was like, well, I feel like, you know, that it's like, you know, it's on both of us that the car got towed. I'm like, no, that is your car, your responsibility. I told you to valet the car. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, once we saw it in parking signs, I'm like, this is too confusing. Let's just pay the $20. You know what I mean? Just to know that your car will be good. And so she was like, nah, like, I just feel like it's our responsibility. Like, that's effed up, Rhonda. Like, I feel like we should just go half, or you should at least put something on it. I'm like, I'm not helping you pay for your car. I'm not. And to be honest with you, I feel like I would have felt differently about that or helped if she was my girlfriend, or if we were at least seriously dating. And we weren't, you know? And I'm like, at the end of the day, that was your decision. You decided to park your car there, you know? And so we were going back and forth about that. She hung up on me, y'all. Hung up on me. And I just started laughing. I called one of my friends and was talking to them about whatever. And then we didn't talk for the rest of the day. I think maybe a day or two went by. She called me, really didn't have much to say. I asked about her car. She said she took care of it. But she didn't really want to give me any details. I guess she was still mad at me. And then, like, every time we talked on the phone up until that point, like the days after that or whatever, the moments after that, she was just always real short, very short, had an attitude. I don't know if she wanted me to circle back around and be like, hey, I thought about it. I feel like I should give you half. Like, no, that never happened, you know, because I really don't feel like I was wrong. I didn't play a role in you deciding to park your vehicle somewhere it shouldn't be, you know? So yeah, like, things kind of just fizzled out. We kind of just stopped talking to each other. Because, like, you know, the communication just started fading out. You know what I'm saying? When she would text, it would take me forever to respond back. And vice versa, whatever. And again, I don't know, I might have been talking to somebody else. I'm sure she probably was. So it just kind of faded in the background, right? So this was my early 30s, y'all. I hadn't heard from her. It was years upon years upon years. We hadn't talked. Like, once it faded out, that was it, right? Why did she text me maybe, like, I don't know, 6 to 9 months after I had started YouTube? I didn't have her number saved in my phone anymore. I got a message. It was like, hey, you, good luck on YouTube, or you doing your thing on YouTube, or something like that. I don't know, something like that. And I'm just like, who is this? Like, I didn't know who it was. And, you know, she texts back her name, and I just kind of just left it at that. I didn't say nothing because I didn't really feel like it really warranted a response or whatever. And it was just strange. And I didn't really care, really, to be honest. I didn't really care what she was on or what she was talking about. Like, I feel like we stopped talking years ago. And we hadn't run into each other. Our circle of friends is not the same. And that was it. Like, I just left her on red pretty much. And I don't feel like I was wrong, because it's just like, what kind of conversation are we going to really have? And I'm sure we both were very different people, but I don't know. It just felt weird, and we hadn't talked, and I was cool with us continuing not to talk. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like it was a reason for us to really be like, oh, hey, what's up? What you got going on? Because you know how sometimes you start a conversation with somebody that you may not really necessarily want to talk to, and it turns into like, oh, I hope all is well, and then it's like, oh, we should get together, and it's like, nah, I really don't want to get together. I don't want to hang out. I'm not really trying to catch up like that, you know? So that was like one of my worst Valentine's Day experiences, y'all, like, because it was a birthday / Valentine's Day thing, and I think the only part of it that was cool was probably like our drive there. The drive there was cool. The music was great. Like, the weather was nice, you know, just driving to where we were driving, it was nice scenery and stuff like that. But then everything just kind of was like out of whack once we got to the restaurant, you know. And I really feel like she had some nerve asking me to help her pay to get her car back. That didn't have nothing to do with me. I don't feel like I was wrong. What would you do if you was in that situation? Would you feel obligated to help somebody get their car back? Do you feel like I was wrong? I don't know, maybe somebody out there feel like I was wrong, you know what I mean? But again, I would have helped her if she was my girlfriend or if we were seriously dating. And again, this is an instinct thing, because part of me really just did not want to go. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I really don't feel like you owe it to me to take me out. Like, you know, this is we kind of casually getting to know each other. We've been dating here and there, you know, whatever. But it wasn't serious. And I should have just followed my gut and really just been like, nah, I'm good. Like, you don't owe that to me. I should have just really been like, you know, I'm good. You know, like, let's hook up next week or something. I don't know. But anyways, that's my little story time, y'all. Hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I hope y'all grabbed some food while I was eating. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all in a couple days. Make the best of the day, y'all. Be good to yourself. Peace.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.